So, Chief, let me just ask you to say a few words, and then I'm going to get the Senator to come up.
Hey, good morning, and thank you for being here as well. Texas is in a difficult situation right now, and our priorities are pretty simple. Number one is to protect life at all costs. And that's the local first responders that are there. It's the mayors and county judges making those decisions every day. I urge the public to listen to your elected officials, listen to your firefighters, listen to your police officers. If they come into your neighborhood and ask you to evacuate, don't question, move out of the way. They're doing it for your safety. Number one is to protect life. Number two is to cut off the fires. We had over 57 fires that we managed over the weekend. We lost more homes this weekend than we've lost in the last several months combined. So the fires were fast moving. The weather is slightly cooperating with us today and will over the next few days, but as you know, there's no rain in the forecast and the humidities will still stay low, and so as long as the winds stay down a little bit, the firefighters will have a better chance of keeping the fire under control. Our third priority is to get life back to normal, and right here in this area, I think the local officials here are doing a great job in letting people return to their homes as soon as it's safe to do so, and getting back to normal as quick as we can. We're standing in a school. School should be taking place. We got to get kids back in school, and we got to return life to normal, and our partners will be here to help us do that. So thank you for your support. Help us get the message out and be very fire wise through the rest of this week.
Chief, thank you. Senator Watson represents this part of the state, and also you get as far east as back over to Bastrop. That's his citizens too. So Paul Workman, thank you for coming and being with us, the state rep. And Senator, let me just offer the podium to you for a moment.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you, Chief. This is a tremendous tragedy. And it is, as the governor indicated, I spent a big part of yesterday in Bastrop County as well, seeing what was going on over there. And I want to echo something that you've heard. Local folks are doing a really great job of helping in this. I want to thank the folks at the state for what they're doing, and at the local level we also need to say thank you to them as well. Chief Leonardos, who is the fire chief for this emergency services district, Sheriff Hamilton, and others have played a significant role. The other point that I want to make is we've got a lot of our family, our friends, our neighbors, people we care about that are hurting right now as a result of this tragedy. There's going to be a lot of instructions as things get back to normal, I guess would be the way I would say that. And there are going to be a lot of instructions that are being provided by the professionals, folks like the chief, about how we get back to normal. And I would encourage that people listen to that as well. And for example, when things get back to normal here in Steiner Ranch and people are allowed to come back into their homes that have been evacuated, we need to, those of us that don't live in Steiner Ranch, need to make sure we're out of the way. We don't need to be, I know we're interested, I know we care, I know we want to see what's going on, but we will best serve our neighbors and our family members and our friends if we stay out of the way, let the professionals help in that regard as things get back to some semblance of normal. But it's going to be a while before we get back to totally normal, so we need to follow those instructions. Again, I want to say thank you to all of the professionals that have made a difference, and they're making a significant difference in saving lives. When the governor points out that we haven't lost any lives, that is a very important thing. This is a huge tragedy, but we can hold on to the fact that we haven't lost any of our neighbors, family members, and friends. Governor.
Senator, thank you. Let's open it up to any questions that those of you in the working press have for us. Yes, ma'am.
Did you say 1,000 homes across the state?
Yes.
And 100,000 acres in Utah?
Right. And we've got just for, so we'll get as close to correct here as we can, 3.6 million acres since the fire season started, which was in December of 10. And over 1,000 homes, 100,000 acres plus, I think a little bit over 100,000, and probably fires that are that are ongoing right now are being just started just over the course of the last 24 hours that we haven't added to that. So, and I think it's really important, as long as this wind stays down, we're going to be substantially well served from the standpoint of containment. If these winds pick up again, all these little hot spots that we have not been able to put out have the potential of coming back and starting new sets of fires. So people need to, even though the weather's cooler by probably 30 degrees this morning, which is good from a standpoint of the conditions that these firefighters are having to operate in, if the wind does in fact pick back up this afternoon, which we suspect it may to some degree, hopefully not to the same wind speeds that we saw yesterday afternoon. So, Peggy?
You're managing the duties as governor in addition to running for president. Do you have any concern about being out of the state on Sunday when this was all starting?
Listen, we've been multitasking in this state for a long time from the standpoint of being able to deal with multiple events. We're blessed to have some of the finest emergency management people in the business, Nim Kidd and the people around him. Our state coordination is as good as any state. I am regularly pointing to them from the standpoint of other states and saying if you want to talk to some people that really know how to do this. As a matter of fact, as late as Hurricane Irene, I was talking to governors of northeastern states, and I know NIM was talking to their emergency management folks of just how do you deal with a hurricane, which they're not used to in that part of the country. Unfortunately, we've had to deal with our fair share. And again, droughts and wildfires and tornadoes and floods and hurricanes and often things that you can't practice for. Space shuttle disaster back in the early 2000s, the Port Isabella Causeway, I mean, events that are man-made that we have to deal with. So I got great faith in our ability to take care of these issues. The Lieutenant Governor, who anytime I'm out of the state, who I've got great faith, and we've got a wonderful working relationship, and he knows how this process works as well.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us, do you anticipate any trouble getting federal assistance by FEMA? I mean, we know.
No, I think FEMA is going to be in place here by the end of the day from the standpoint of just being in place. We'll start seeing their tracks probably tomorrow. So I full well expect the federal government to come in to do their part. We always construct these events after the fact, and there'll be places and things that both we at the local level and at the federal level could do better. Certainly will. We don't mind pointing those out in a constructive way, not to be criticizing for the sake of criticizing, but to be making critiques so that we do it better the next time. Dave, I think I heard you.
Yes, sir. Governor, I know this is not one of your top priorities, but you've also going to be part of the presidential debate.
Right.
Do you feel adequately prepared, and how do you think you're going to do?
We'll deal with that as it shows up. I'm substantially more concerned about making sure Texans are being taken care of. The answers they're looking for are with our emergency response and saving people's lives and hopefully as many homes and possessions as we can. That's what people are really they're focused on that.